13 Amazing Facts You Didn't Know About Argentina. Argentina is a beautiful tropical country that is located in the southern portion of South America. It is home to 23 provinces and is known as the second largest country in South America. Geographically, it is bordered in the south and west by Chile, in the north by Bolivia and Paraguay, and in the northeast by Brazil and Uruguay. The official language of Argentina is Spanish, and most people there speak the Castilian Spanish dialect. This dialect is very similar to the Spanish spoken in other parts of South America, however its pronunciation is slightly different. Castilian Spanish speakers also utilize the pronoun vosotros, while other Spanish dialects do not. The primary religion of Argentina is Roman Catholicism. Pope Francis, the 266th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church, is from Argentina. The capital city of Argentina is Buenos Aires. Even though Buenos Aires has claimed autonomy since the 1800s, the city is still considered the capital of Argentina and has a population of 2,890,151 citizens. Argentina as a whole has a large population as well, and in 2012 was estimated to be the home of 42,192,500 people. The country uses the Argentine peso as their main form of currency and has used the peso since the early 1800s. Argentina's flag is comprised of 3 main colors. 2 blue stripes surround a white stripe of color. In the middle of the white stripe, there is a yellow sun. The sun is also found on Argentina's coat of arms. Okay, that's enough with the background info. It's time to take a closer look at this fascinating country. But if you are not subscribed yet, then please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you will never miss another update. So further ado, let's jump into the video. Number 1. Che Guevara is from Argentina. The celebrated political figure Ernesto Che Guevara is commonly linked to Cuba and the Cuban Revolution, however he is originally from Rosario, Argentina. He grew up in Argentina and went to medical school in Buenos Aires. After medical school he traveled through Latin America and witnessed the extreme poverty and inequality of Argentina and its surrounding countries, thus igniting his interest in politics and Marxist ideals. Number 2. Argentina is named after a precious metal. The name Argentina derives from the Latin word argentum, meaning silver. It is also the only country in the world to be named after a metal, and is named so because Argentina's original settlers believed that the country was full of silver. None has ever been found. The Spanish word for silver is plata, which is also a name used throughout Argentina. The capital of the Buenos Aires province in the city of La Plata, the river dividing Argentina and Uruguay, is called Rio de la Plata, and a few hours south of Buenos Aires, there is the coastal town of Mar del Plata. The majority of Argentines also use the word plata when they talk about money. Number 3. Same-sex marriage is legal. Argentina may be considered by some people as a developing country, but in 2010 the government legalized same-sex marriage nationwide under the current president Cristina Kirchner. Seen by some as quite a bold statement, it proves that Argentina is on its way to becoming one of the more forward-thinking countries of the world. Argentina also has the world's first baby to legally have 2 fathers. Number 4. Argentina has some pretty tall mountains. Argentina's tallest mountain is called Mount Aconcagua and is found in the Mendoza province. It stands at an incredibly tall 6,959 meters or 22,831 feet above sea level. This particular mountain holds the title of highest peak in both the southern and western hemispheres. It is basically the highest mountain in the world outside of Asia. Number 5. First country in the world to use fingerprints to solve crimes. All the way back in 1890, a distraught woman called Francisca Rojas claimed that someone had brutally stabbed her 2 young children to death in their rural home in Argentina. Her neighbor, who she was suspicious of, was quickly arrested and tortured to obtain a confession. He kept his mouth shut, so the investigators had to look into other ways to uncover the killer. The detective in charge went back to the scene of the crime to have another look and discovered a bloody fingerprint. He asked for a copy of the mother's prints, and they quickly found a match. Thanks to their fingerprint research, the mother immediately cracked and confessed to the murder. Number 6. Argentines eat a lot of meat. Argentina is famous for its production of steak, so as you would imagine, the locals eat a lot of it. In fact, until very recently, Argentina ate the most red meat per capita than any other country in the world. However, that title is now held by their neighbors Uruguay. But that doesn't stop Argentines from enjoying a nice juicy steak at one of their thousands of parrillas across the country. As any traveler will tell you, Buenos Aires is still very meat-orientated. Number 7. Argentina is big. Argentina is the largest Spanish-speaking country in the world, with a population of over 42 million people. It is also the 8th largest country in the world. It covered a vast area of land, 2,780,400 square kilometers, that is largely unpopulated, but has a pretty impressive variety of landscapes. Number 8. Everyone has a shrink. Surprisingly, Argentina has the highest number of psychiatrists per capita in the entire world. In the last study conducted to find out just how many Argentines have psychiatrists, experts discovered that 145 people out of 100,000 have a shrink. This may not sound like that many, but Denmark comes in second place with only 85 out of 100,000, making Argentina almost double. Number 9. Argentina invented radio broadcasting. Argentina was one of the first countries in the world to have radio broadcasting. The country's first broadcast was made in August 1920. At that time, only 20 people had a receiver. Number 10. Argentina created first animated feature film. As well as being radio pioneers, Argentinians also created the first animated feature films. The world's first full-length cartoon was made and released in Argentina by a man named Quirino Cristiani in 1917. And Donizetti was an inspiration to Walt Disney, who during his trip to Argentina visited Quirino's studio in the outskirts of Buenos Aires. Number 11. Pedo. Official national sport in Argentina. Although football without a doubt is Argentina's favorite sport, a much lesser-known sport called pedo is the official national sport in Argentina. It is a game played on horseback, combining elements of polo and basketball. Pedo is Spanish for duck, as in the game's early versions, as early as 1610. A live duck inside of a basket was used instead of a ball. To play pedo was a very gaucho pastime, and was often played in between neighboring estancias, where the first team to reach its own ranch with the duck would be declared the winner. Pedo was banned various times, as it was deemed too violent not only for the poor ducks, but many players were trampled underfoot. In 1953, Perón declared pedo to be Argentina's official national sport, and it's still played today, however a much less violent version, and the use of ducks is strictly forbidden. Number 12. Argentina has 2 female presidents. The current president, Cristina Fernández de Kirchner, was the first woman president to be officially elected in Argentina. However, she isn't the first female president to ever rule over Argentina. Isabel Perón, who was the vice president to her husband Juan Domingo Perón, stood in as Argentina's first female president for 2 years, after her husband's sudden death in 1974. Number 13. The highest number of plastic surgeries. Incredibly, Argentine women go through the highest number of plastic surgeries per person in the world. Argentina is perhaps one of the world's most looks-conscious countries. Sadly, also more than 30% of its women undergo some form of eating disorder. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, then please hit the thumbs up and tell us which fact amazed you the most in the comment below. Also gives us the suggestion which country facts you want to know, and be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you will never miss another update.